Welcome back. The DOJ announcing this week a Chinese national living in California has been arrested for allegedly flying a drone over and photographing Vandenberg Space Force Base. The suspect, arrested at San Francisco's International Airport, he was just about to board a flight bound for China, days after President Biden announced another blanket pardon, which includes 2 Chinese spies and the relative of a high-ranking member of the Chinese Communist Party, caught with tens of thousands of images of child pornography on his computer last month in a prisoner swap, according to the New York Post. Biden exonerating him along with 2 other Chinese spies who were convicted already of espionage. Joining me now with more on all of this is Illinois Congressman Raja Krishnamurti. He is the ranking member of the House Subcommittee on China. Congressman, it's so nice of you to have be here this morning. We appreciate your time.
Good morning. Thank you, Maria.
And I want to get your take on communist China. You've done a lot of work on this. I'll get to TikTok in a moment. But do you have any information about these drones that are flying over the United States right now? Is this China surveillance?
I don't know. But what I do know is that I think that the administration needs to be more forthcoming with information that they have. If they believe that some of these lights in the sky are civilian aircraft, then show us. Secondly, I'm getting a classified briefing along with my fellow Republicans and Democrats as to the nature of these drones. And so we need as much information as possible. With regard to Chinese manufactured drones, I'm very concerned about that, Maria. And actually, I and Elise Stefanik and others have gotten legislation put into the National Defense Authorization Act, which would prevent DJI drones and others potentially from flying over American airspace. Why? Because these Chinese manufactured drones allow for the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, to access data in a backdoor manner and ultimately surveil Americans.
I mean, this is unbelievable. I mean, the FBI tells us every 3 seconds that China is our #1 adversary and this is the biggest threat. And yet we buy drones that our military uses, and these drones are made by DJI, a Chinese company. Why are we buying drones from DJI?
Because they're cheap. But the problem is, you are basically sacrificing our national security in the name of buying more inexpensive drones. And in the process, you're preventing a domestic drone industry from getting stood up. And so what we're saying is, no, you cannot use tax dollars to buy this stuff. And we are incentivizing American drone manufacturers to make more so that there are more trusted partners making these drones that law enforcement or others can buy.
It's a great point. And this applies to TikTok as well. Let's take a short break, and then I want to get your take on where we stand with TikTok and the threat that exists. Congressman, thank you. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm back with Congressman Raja Krishnamurti. Congressman, I want to get your take on TikTok suffering a major setback this week when a federal court rejected the company's petition to overturn that law which requires TikTok to either find an American owner or face a ban in the United States by January 19th. Where are we on this?
Well, now all 3 branches, Maria, have now agreed that TikTok, controlled by the Chinese Communist Party, is a national security threat. And the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals was very clear. It's time for ByteDance to divest TikTok, and it's time for ByteDance to accept the law. Now, ByteDance also tried to stay this particular ruling that the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals made, but they failed in that as well. And so, again, it's time to sell TikTok.
Tell me about TikTok and what it's doing. How is it a threat?
Well, basically what's going on is this. There are national security laws in China that require ByteDance, which controls TikTok, to provide all user data to the Chinese Communist Party upon its request. Not only that, but basically a Chinese Communist Party cell is embedded at the uppermost levels of ByteDance to make sure that it does the CCP's bidding. And so, given that national security threat and the access to data, everyone believes that
We understand.
this particular law was needed, and that's why it was passed.
Congressman, thank you so much. We so appreciate your time.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.